Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Captain Marvel, issue number 1, 2019, man. 2019. We're starting up again, and just, I'm saying, look at that. That's beautiful. I actually look forward to opening up the book and seeing that every single month. Yeah, it's a monthly comic book, I know. Sucks. Anyway, so Captain Marvel, issue number 1. This issue is called Reentry. So we got writer Kelly Thompson, artist Carmen Carnera, color artist Tamara Bonvillain, and letters VC's Clayton Cowles. The logo Jay Bowen, design Clayton Cowles with Nick Russell, cover artists Amanda Connor and Paul Mounts, and variant cover artists Alex Ross, another by Adam Hughes, and another by Lauren Tsai. Oh my god, I just got a sharp stabbing pain in my throat. Crap, hope that doesn't mean I actually ruptured it. That would be bad. Anyway, so I'm just going to continue with the freaking review. So a lot happens in this book because this is a double-sized, super gigantic, mumbo-jumbo-sized comic book. It is huge. It is effing huge. What do you call it? She basically, we start off with, mind you, we don't always know who's going to be jumping on the comic book for the first time. I mean, what do you call it, with the movie coming out and everything like that, and this is an issue 1, there's going to be plenty of people who are going to jump on this comic book who have never really heard of this character before. So I think it's important that in the beginning we did establish that she is ridiculously strong by beating up on a Kraken. I like that. That was a really crucial, integral part to this comic book. At the same time, there were a lot of parts in here that won't make a lot of sense to new readers, and I'm afraid of that having happened. James Rhodes is in this comic book, and he's talking with Captain Marvel, with Carol Danvers, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've dated before," and blah 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 blah. And I don't remember them saying anything about he used to be War Machine. Just saying, just he was this guy, and he doesn't wear armor anymore. People are gonna start thinking, "Wait, was he Iron Man?" Not a lot of people are gonna remember. Like, he doesn't look anything like. I'm really sick right now, and I can't remember the name of the actor who plays him, the second one. Not either of them right now. Anyway, yeah, so he doesn't look anything like that. He looks very different. So I'm wondering if people are going to make that connection, that Rhodey is actually War Machine, or was in this particular case. Either way, we get to meet up with, what the hell is her name in this? For crying out loud, seriously? Hazmat, there we go. Jeez, I never was going to remember that. And I always liked her character, even when towards the end of her run in Avengers Academy. But bang right there. And it's funny, there's a whole lot of Dennis Hopeless in here, because Avengers Academy is here, her at least in Avengers Academy, and Jessica Drew was here earlier. So that's actually really cool. I like that. I genuinely dig that that Kelly Thompson has a bunch of hopeless in here. Not hopelessness. That's different. Anyway, she's going to try and train Hazmat, and that's good. She can use some training. And she's got to take around this reporter girl who is just, she looks like a total hipster. I don't know that she's socially awkward, but she's socially stupid. I don't have any problem saying stuff like that. Like, Carol and Rhodey are sitting in a restaurant, clearly having a private moment. I'm from Jersey. Yeah, I'm here in Canada, but I'm an American. I'm from Jersey. And, in Jersey, you have plenty of opportunities to meet popular, famous people. You know what I'm saying? I've shaken hands with a lot of celebrities. I'm not just talking in the comic book world. I'm talking about like Bruce Springsteen, Sebastian Bach, what the hell is his name? Plays Trump in Saturday Night Live, Alec Baldwin. So I've met a lot of people, and I've had a lot of opportunities to be stupid. I see somebody, in a restaurant, and I'm in the same restaurant. I don't go walking up to these people and just be like, "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan," or the worst, "I don't mean to bother you, but," no. I don't do stuff like that because I'm not necessarily socially stupid. Oh, we all do socially stupid things once in a while. What do you call it? I gave a snarky comment to Jerry Cantrell, the the lead guitarist from Alice in Chains one time because he said something that annoyed me, and probably shouldn't have. But anyway, so there's that. But this girl, like, she walks right up to them as they're about to lock lips, and it's like, wow, you are stupid, and I already don't like her. So now it's Kelly Thompson's job to make me like her, which I'm sure she will. But in the meantime, I don't like her. She's stupid. So, and she does even worse. She's like, oh, yeah, I'd really like to, hang out with you. I figured I'd come out with you for a couple days. Why is she doing this? Tony Stark thinks that, and apparently all the Avengers think that by being in space for so long, it's freaking out some people that, oh, she's in space. It doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever. It doesn't have to. But the idea is that she's been in space for so long. She's been away from whatever, the human populace for a while. So nobody understands the threats that she's been dealing with. Therefore, people are, more curious, like, who the heck is Carol Danvers really? So maybe if you do an interview. And at first I thought they were talking about a job interview. But no, it's an interview with a reporter. A stupid reporter at that. Anyhow, so there's that. Now, this reporter says that she wants to hang out with her for a couple days. Already, I think that she's just as dumb as a brick. Being former military, I've of course taken a lot of resentment with the whole freedom of the press thing, where like CNN during the Gulf War wanted to, and they did, run around with soldiers. It's like, you are actually going to want to forget about getting yourself killed. Everybody has the freedom of choice. You want to get yourself killed, go right ahead. You want to borrow my sidearm? But you're being stupid and you're about to get me killed with your freaking camera lights and everything like that while I'm trying to run to safety, run to cover. You're giving away my position. I think I'm going to shoot you in your leg right now because it's what's going to be best for me. Just saying, maybe I'm a little bit mean. I'm sure Donald Trump would love to hear something like that. Shoot the press in the knees. What a great idea. They were CNN reporters, right? Anyway, yeah, I do genuinely have a problem with the freedoms that the press takes, the liberties that the press takes with their freedoms, which are necessary, crucial, absolutely crucial. They're not the enemy of the people. They could be enemies to individual soldiers, though. And this reporter is, well, like I said, she's stupid. She wants to hang out with one of the most powerful superheroes on the planet. And she just thinks that, oh, it's going to be a walk in the park. I'll be fine. No, you'll be a liability. That's what you'll be. Took a really long time for writers to get rid of that mentality that everybody had towards Lois Lane. Like, oh man, she's just somebody that Superman has to rescue all the time. And oh, she's pretentious because she knows that Superman's going to rescue her. I'm glad that they got rid of that with Lois Lane. I hope they're not going to do that with this reporter. Anyway, the nuclear man shows up. No, not Nuclo, the nuclear man, or I can't remember his name, the Chinese super scientist that became green. Was he also called Nuclo? I can't remember right now. I'm sick, and I think my throat is ruptured. Anyway, so what do you call it? The nuclear man shows up, some 7-foot tall Russian goofball. So, and he's sexist as all hell. Here's a little tiny bit of a problem that I have here. It's not, I shouldn't say it a problem, but I'm sick. I'm just not the best with words right now. Anyway, this guy being so ridiculously sexist, this could work because that's kind of one of the things that Carol Danvers has always fought against. Anybody who doesn't think that Carol Danvers has always been the epitome from her creation, from her origin story, the original origin story. She was the I don't know about the epitome. Wonder Woman would be the epitome of fighting back against sexism, but Carol Danvers was right there in that fight too, from her inception. So, a lot of people out there who don't actually read comic books try to tell us what comic books are. Go back to your Gamergate crap. This guy is sexist. So I'm wondering, I'm hoping, I'm fearful that maybe Kelly Thompson is in a way answering to comic skaters. Whether you're apologizing to them or you're fighting against them or you're conceding conceding, you're ceding to some of their demands, whatever it is. Any form of addressment towards them whatsoever is only going to give them oxygen. And these people deserve to be, put in an airlock because they don't deserve the oxygen. Just saying. They deserve to just be kind of stamped out. And the best way to do that is to completely ignore them. So this is something that I'm a bit fearful, is that she's going to be writing towards him. I feel like Mark Waid's brief arc where he was taking over Captain America after that first arc was him kind of answering Comicsgate in some way. And it was the worst thing I've ever read by Mark Waid. That's not saying a lot because Mark Waid is awesome. But I feel like that was the worst Captain America I've read, and I've read Streets of Poison, because he was clearly answering Comicsgate in whatever fashion he was. So I'm hoping none of that's actually going to happen here. I just want the comic book to be written and just ignore those people. In the end of this, here I'm going to spoil the ending because it's an issue 1, and that's what I do. So you've been warned. Carol does go into a new realm, a new, I don't know if it's a dimension, it could be a new time period, whatever, but here comes the image of the last page, and all these characters are there, and that's really cool seeing them there. Spider-Woman did go missing, so that she appeared in here is cool. I don't know how Hazmat got in there, but whatever. The reporter girl, I don't see her, but there's a couple people up in here. And of course you see Carol Danvers. And is she actually calling herself revolutionary right now? Or is that just what's happening? Anyway, everybody wants to rule the world. I love the Tears for Fears comment down there. I think that was Tears for Fears. So this is beautiful, and I'll show you what the last page looks like too. Excuse me, that was the last page. The cover for the next issue minus the dressing. Yeah. So February 13th, I believe this comes out. Yep, right down there on the bottom. I liked this comic book. It wasn't as great as the hype, and that's one of the reasons why I hate reading hype, because, not always a fan of hype anyway. That being said, this was a very enjoyable comic book. I expressed my fears for where this comic book could potentially be going, but as long as it doesn't address or try to speak towards any one audience, I think that we're going to be golden with this comic book. This is a very bold new direction. Kind of reminds me of the Saladin Ahmed doing the Exiles, which didn't really do it for me. So I'm hoping we don't exactly go down that route necessarily. This is going to have to be done differently, but this could be fun. And again, I do love to see the idea that Hazmat is going to be in this, and we're going to have a couple of characters who we're not used to seeing in the comic books all the time. Carol Danvers is a great character to do that. I felt like Alpha Flight wasn't properly represented in Miss Margaret Stoll's run, but it is what it is. I don't know how long she'd been writing comic books for, and I've already addressed that in the past, but I know that Kelly Thompson does know how to write for a lot, and she does know who these characters are, so I think that we're in good hands, and I just hope it does live up to the expectation that God, I'm so sick, I can't remember his name right now, but John Byrne, who's repeatedly said, and Jim Shooter tried to take credit for it, he's a funny guy, I mean that with respect, every comic that is created is someone's first comic book. So I hope that's remembered. As I hope that was remembered it wasn't remembered as well during this issue, but as we move forward, because with the movie coming out, this particular comic line is front line. There is no other comic book out there that is going to be paid more attention to than this comic book for 2019 at the very least. The Avengers after that. So these two, but probably none more so than this one. Anyway, that's a big responsibility, and I think that we're in good hands. All right, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.